How did he propose?
He's amazing. We went to, well, he was coming to see me in LA, and when he was here, he knew that he wanted to take me just like a mini vacation, you know, not somewhere far. So we got a hotel room for the weekend in Laguna Beach, and the first couple of days he was here, I had to just work a little bit. So when I was at work, he had the ring person, the store, pick him up. He went there, got the ring. She took him back to the apartment all before I even came home. So he had the ring. I had no idea. We went to Laguna. I was so suspicious because I was like, I really wanted him to, but I didn't think he would. His brother, it took his brother 7 years to propose to his girl. So I was like, okay, it'll be a while, you know? But we got there, and I had to go to the restroom really bad. This is going to be a long story, but...
That's awesome.
So I went to the restroom, I came out, and there was like champagne and chocolates. I was like, my heart stopped. I was like, surely if he's going to, he's not going to do it right now. I'm just coming out of the restroom, you know? So I kind of freaked out, and I was like, is this, did you get this? And he was like, no, baby, this came with the room. I was like, oh, okay, you know? So then we got ready to go out to the beach, and, you know, he was putting stuff in the little, you know, the safes they have. And I was like, okay, I didn't see him put anything in the safe. So then I started to, you know, kind of pout. I was like, he's not going to. And if he was going to ice here, he would do it in Laguna, of course, you know. So I was like, well, maybe he put it in there and I didn't see him. So we went out to the beach all day and whatever. We came back in, and we decided to get room service and have dinner on the balcony, because the room we were in, when it was high tide, the waves were literally underneath our balcony. It was just so beautiful. So the room service set at the table with flowers and candles and all that, and we had dinner. And he's always been very mushy-gushy, so I didn't really, you know, he's always that way, so I didn't really think anything. But at one point, we were done with dinner, and I was getting the plates to take it in, and he's like, no, I'm not done. I was like, oh, okay. Like, what else could you possibly want to eat? So he's like, well, I'm going to go inside and get another drink. Do you want anything? And I'm like, well, no, I'm okay. And he's like, what about more crackers? And I was like, no, hide them from me, because I've been eating them all freaking day. And so he's like, okay. So he literally goes inside, shuts the door, shuts the blinds, shut. I was like, dang, he's like really going to hide these crackers, you know? So then he comes back out. Well, I didn't know at the time, but that's when he got the ring. So then he comes back out, and he scoots his chair next to me, and he's like holding my hand. He's like, baby, I love you so much. I'm like, I love you too. And he's like, no, I know. He said, and I know, he said, I know you always joke around and say, prove it. Because every time he says, I love you, I'm like, prove it, you know? He said, I know you always say, prove it. And then he looked down, and looked back up, and he opened the ring box, and he said, I can't wait to prove it to you. And then he opened the ring box and said, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? And of course, at that time, I was just in shock. I was just like, where did you get the ring? Like, how did you do that? And I just stared. I mean, I thought I answered him right away, but he said that I just like stared at him, and I finally said yes. Of course. But, of course, obviously. We literally, like, I wanted to tell people, but it was, you know, West Coast is earlier than East Coast. So I was like, who can I call really late in Atlanta? So my phone was dead. So we went and sat in my car, I'm not kidding, for like 3 hours charging my phone battery. And then I called my sister, and I called my brother. And my sister, I told her, I said, do not tell anyone. We're going to set our alarm for 6 in the morning so that we can call people, you know, at, I guess, 9 in Atlanta. I was like, I want to be the first to tell him. She's like, okay. So I called my dad in the morning. Hey, Dad. He's like, and so congratulations. So Mikey proposed. I was like, how did you know? She goes, Tracy told me. I was like, are you serious? So I told her never again. She's on restriction. She can't keep a secret.
Did she call everybody, or she just told
she
him?
was struggling. She's like, Rachel, please, because I'm really struggling with this. Like, she wanted to. She just, I don't know.
She broke down.
She broke down. So, yeah, no, we got to tell some people. It was awesome.
Cool. What's the engagement been like?
Well.
Okay. Yeah. Like that, probably busy.
What's the engagement been like? I mean, I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, it's just the same as just every day before the engagement, you know? I mean, are you talking about the whole planning process?
I guess, yeah, just everything. How's it been since you decided you were going to do it? And
well, it's been amazing. I mean, he's always been amazing. He hasn't really changed from day one. He's a very consistent person. Mike is a very giving person, and the whole planning for the wedding process has just been, I mean, yeah, it's stressful, but he just wants me to be happy. I mean, he was in Kuwait for most of the planning, so we did a lot of stuff online. I would research everything online, and then I would go narrow it down. I'd go look in person, you know, because I was originally in LA planning, so I had all the places I wanted to see. I flew into Atlanta, you know, found this place, like, this is what I want. You know, he saw pictures online. For anything that we wanted to pick out, we would get on, I'd be like, what link are you at? Okay, well, go to this website, go to this website. And we would be on the same websites, shopping for things and looking around. And so even though he wasn't physically with me, he was always, I mean, he'd stay up late and go to work the next morning. He was right there with me.
Involved in the process. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. In everything I do, he just wants to make me happy. He's like, I just want to make my baby happy.